If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspirational juice. It is May the 17th, 2022, and today the topic is community. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you all had a great Monday. Mine was all right. It was fine. It was fine overall. I'll go ahead and call it out then. I'm very highly upset with your boy NJ, my son, because he lost my engagement ring, y'all. For some silly reason, I decided to take a shower. And the little man with his quick hands came into the bathroom and took the rings. I have 3 rings that I usually wear. And when I asked him to give them back, I only got 2 back. So I have no clue where my engagement ring is at the moment. Was highly upset with him last night. I didn't work out. Not trying to blame him for that, but yeah. So that's how that went. And I was perturbed, to say the least. But aside from that, everything else was pretty chill yesterday. Hustling from home, doing my thing, trying to rest before I had an interview for GSL. Filmed that. All of that was normal. Grabbed something to eat. He did really good during that, Ended up making a couple of purchases that helped me and my experience, I bought him another set of earphones or headphones. So, because he likes to play the videos loud and whatnot, and so that helped to get that. And then, I can tell y'all in the after show what happened to the other pair, but needless to say, he's a curious little boy that takes things apart. How about that? And then I also, bought this heating pad situation. But anyway, that's just it. I don't know. But anyway, so I was at some point midday, I was kind of basking in silence and getting calmed down and whatnot. Now, there was still moments where I had to kind of still be like, all right, son, we were still a little bit hyped before my shows. I had to kind of calm down and woosah and all that good stuff. But yeah, for the most part, that's how yesterday went, and everything was pretty good up until yesterday evening with that happening. But hopefully we will find it at some point. But yeah. Anyway, but the chat today is about community. So I did my prayer meditation, and it was all about life and everything like that. And it was good. It was good to reflect on the things that it was saying. I can't even remember what led me to this word community. I guess it just came into my, heart and mind after I was done with the prayer meditation. I don't think after I did the prayer meditation, I pretty much got, maybe it came in my mind right after. I don't remember taking a break in between and working or doing anything like that. But anyway, but regardless, man, yeah. I don't remember exactly how the word community came into my heart and mind this morning, but that's what did. I ended up looking up verses centered around that, and they resonated this morning. And so here we are, and here I am getting ready to read these verses and see what the Bible has to say about community on today. So Hebrews 10:24-25 says, and let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as the something. I'm sorry, I don't know what I wrote here. As the something of some. I should know it, but I can't tell what I wrote. Sorry. As the habit? It could be habit. That sounds right. Y'all can confirm that. So anyway, as the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. Community. I mean, now obviously this makes us think of church and fellowship and everything like that. And I mean, I guess this is one of the verses that people used to be like, you need to go to church or X, Y, and Z. And I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see value in that. I'm not taking away from that at all. Um, I do kind of think we should reevaluate like the way we do church, but and what that actually means, and whatnot. But the fellowship of believers, I do believe, is very important. And I mean, well, hey, I do a lot of transparency talk on here. I mean, I think I've been honest about, um, where I'm at biblically and whatnot. I mean, there was a church that we were attending, or I was attending, or whatever the case is, here that's, nearby, or whatever. Um, and I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I like the community there. I like that it was diverse. I like that, they had like programs for the kids and all these different things. And I like they had life groups, and I really wanted to participate more in those. But I don't know. I think at some point, and I feel like I'm going to be talking to, well, I know I talked to somebody about this over the past few weeks. But anyway, um, I kind of felt as if I needed more relevant messages for recent events, current events, and I was receiving that from ministers online. Now, I get that that doesn't take away from, or that doesn't it's not the same as actually going to a building, right, and whatnot. Um, but I do feel like the things that I do here on GSL is also fellowship as well. Again, that's deep. That's deeper conversation. I mean, that's not necessarily, unless I don't know. Maybe the Lord do want me to deal with that on today. I don't know, but yeah. I guess we should all kind of let that marinate. Like if you're not fellowshipping in some way, then you know, perhaps this is just a subtle reminder that we all need to kind of start. Whether you're going to a formal church or something like that, or if you're, you know, participating in life groups, or two or more gathered in His name, right? Um, I mean, and I'm going to read that verse later because that is one of the verses that I wrote down this morning. But I don't know. That's just what came to my heart and mind just now, reading that verse again and whatnot. But let's keep going. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12 says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. And I know that was kind of lengthy, for my verses. Usually, I would leave those type of verses, lengthy verses like that for the go deeper section. But yeah, I mean, I felt led to go ahead and read that one today. I mean, because I ended up thinking about a lot of things as I was reading and writing that verse down this morning. I did think about marriage, because I was thinking about the two becoming one. And I was talking to a gentleman yesterday about the importance of uh, both the man and woman, both the, uh, how both are important, especially when you're raising. And I was telling him about how, our son and whatnot, and how I see the dynamics. I see the dynamic that my husband has on my son versus what I have, and the differences and all of that. You know what I mean? So, yes, I am reminded of that when I read this verse. But even outside of marriage, right? I mean, I guess um, again, I started to think about, like the international dream team. I started to think about like, yeah, myself in this whole process of doing GSL and whatnot. Like, yeah, starting out alone was cool. You know what I'm saying? But once others got involved, and once, um, you know, I have these people that are assisting and whatnot. I mean, it has grown. It has flourished. There has been things that I've been able to do way more with a community, right? Versus what I was doing alone. Like and and don't get me wrong, I do a lot of stuff alone, man. And and I know a lot of times we feel like we can't do um sometimes it seems as if having people involved can hold you back to a certain extent. And it can, right? It depends on who you have with you on your team, like who's in your circle, as they say. So, I mean, all of that is important too. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, this conversation is about believers right now, And so, yeah, um, I think that verse there is a beautiful way to look at, what community is like, what community should be like. The two being there for each other, the one lifting up his fellow when he falls, the you know keeping warm, all those different things that this just described. Um, I think is a beautiful way to look at, I guess, how we should be with people. Um, and I mean, I guess ultimately believers with believers, or marriages, however you want to look at it, but how we should be. Um, I have, let me see, like one more verse to share. Yeah. Yeah, so one more verse to share in regards to the juice, and that's Matthew 18:20. For where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I among them. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of times we think about crowds, we think about like being effective when it comes to, I mean, I know these days it's all about followers and subscribers and all this type of stuff, but I mean, there's power in the two, right? There's power in two or three, obviously. It didn't say that, okay, unless 25 is in my name, I'm going to come. Like, that's not what it says. It says two or three. So that's why I said what I said earlier about, perhaps, I know that this doesn't take the place of, church, but I do see how the fellowship that takes place here, has been beneficial to me, and whatnot. So, um, yeah, I mean, we can all marinate on this a little bit more. We can all think about this. I mean, obviously, we know that there's a lot of things going on around the world. I mean, obviously, yes, I'm aware of the shooting in Buffalo. Yes, Ali did put out a new call to action video, about the human trafficking issue. Um, so much is going on. And, you know, feeling alone in the midst of this uh, probably isn't the best thing. You know what I mean? If someone is isolated or whatnot, I mean, which a lot of us have been due to what's been going on since 2020 and everything like that. You know, we need to get into fellowship, get into community. And, who knows? Like, that may be very much important. Um, I don't know, in the years to come. Again, I'm not trying to say that I know anything. I'm just I'm just making observations. And I mean, we can already kind of see though, right? Like, I mean, we hear this thing about the baby milk. We hear all this stuff, and it's like, at some point, hey, you never know. Like, we might need to barter, right? We might need to come together as communities and be like, okay, can we build a community garden? Like, can we neighbors get together, and what do we have? Like, I mean, the generations before us had to do similar things. And so, I mean, I know that we're in a, I would say, much more privileged time, um, based on what I've learned about history. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we have all these technologies and all these different things now. Um, but who's to say, man? Hey, if things get taken or whatever, I don't know. I don't know. Like, how would we uh, live, survive, and whatnot, if not for community of some sort? It's like, yeah, okay, we can be selfish, right, and just take care of ourselves, right, or whatever the case is. But I don't know. There's just, like they say, there's strength in numbers, and but don't look down on the humble beginnings as well. Don't look down on the two, right? The two can have a powerful impact, just like uh, I guess thousands in a way, Um, so that's the juice this morning. I mean, hey, more verses to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds about community. But the Bible verse of today is Micah 6:8. It says, "He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. For those of you all that are listening to the podcast and watching live, also today, we're supposed to be doing accountability, which is quite interesting because I told y'all I did not work out last week, nor did I work out yesterday. So we're going to see what the Lord do with me, for me, and through me when it comes to accountability. But yeah, be on the lookout for that at 9 a.m. today. Going live with Mr. Leo of Anointed Touch, Health, Fitness, and Beauty. Yeah, I don't know if this is a check-in or what, but yeah, we got an episode of accountability coming up today, this morning, and yeah, that's pretty much what my day looks like. But anyway, I'll talk to people on the after show about that. But those who are listening to the podcast, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow at the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Hello, charmers. Visit ttcboutique.com for the latest in fashion and accessories. Twice the charm, the source of women clothing.